Hi, YouTube family. It's good to have you back. We are here on a snowy day. Um, we are projected to have about 5 inches, and in the past couple of days, I've been very busy going to stores since everyone in my area has been buying up water and toilet paper and paper towels to the point where when my husband went to Costco and Sam's Club to buy water in our area, they were sold out. So he had to go to another store, and he only got to buy this size waters, which is, I want to say, 12 ounces. He couldn't even find the 16-ounce bottles. So he had to buy 8 cases of this instead of buying, let's just say, 2 cases of the 16 ounces of the 40 bottle cases. So water has been a hot commodity. Yesterday I went to, so he bought the water on Friday, and Saturday when I went to Walmart to buy just a couple of odds and ends, some snacks, which the snacks were also sold out. Potato chips, crackers, and pretzels were sold out, which I was flabbergasted. I was looking for some Chex Mix because my family enjoys that. I could only find one bag, and it was the bold flavor, which my family's okay with. They're just not ecstatic with it. So I ended up buying it because there was nothing else. There was Doritos, but we're trying to cut back on eating a lot of those high-calorie chips. So, yes. So this is all interesting. So we are doing very well. How I prepare for a storm, I'm from New England, so how I prepare for a storm is I do not buy any more anything that could go bad. So anything perishable. So I do not buy any more milk or cheeses or meats or anything to that effect. Because if the power goes out, then you have to basically figure out how to keep it cool. So the less food I have, the better off it is. Because if the power goes out, then the refrigerator can only keep it cold for so long. Now, since it is a blustery, cold, freezing day, and let's see what the temperature is in the car, because I didn't put the car on yet. It is 17. It is a whopping 17 degrees since I just put the car on. Or I should say truck. I'm sitting in our truck. Hold on one moment. That's my music. Sorry about that. Apple CarPlay, gotta love it. So I'm sitting in our truck because obviously on a blustery cold winter's day, if we have to go anywhere, we are using 4-wheel drive. We are. But this storm looks like it's mostly, and I'll show it to you in a minute, mostly ice and not snow. So that's a whole nother issue. But going back to preparing for a storm or getting ready for it, is I do not buy any more perishables. So whatever is in the house is what we eat. So my husband likes to call it like the mixed up food experience for him, because he never knows what's going to go along with the ground turkey. It could be macaroni and cheese, or it could be applesauce, or it could be egg noodles. It could be beans. It is whatever I have in the cabinet. And sometimes I always love to try to eat from the freezer and from the refrigerator. Refrigerator first, because the food can go, obviously the freezer is going to have to defrost, so that will take a little bit of time to go bad. The food will go bad first, then the freezer. So you want to keep anything in the refrigerator, or you want to eat out of the refrigerator first to get rid of all that food, and then you go to your freezers. So that is how I prepare for it. That is how we make it through our storm days. I don't know many people that do not have enough food in their freezers for at least a couple of days of being inside without power. So that is how we do it. Now, obviously, if the power does go out and your refrigerator can hold, as I said, and so can the freezers, the coldness for a certain period of time. And usually, I want to say something, it all depends on your temperature of your refrigerator. We have temperature gauges in there. And I do ask ChatGPT, what is a safe temperature? And if it goes above it, I do take my food out. But it all depends on your refrigerator and how insulated it is and what type of refrigerator. So you're going to have to just kind of gauge that. And also put, I would say everybody should buy, if you don't have one already, after the storm, if you're not in a storm, buy one now. If you're in a storm, after the storm, go to the store and buy a temperature gauge for the refrigerator. They're in the kitchen section of every supermarket, and put it in your refrigerator. So if a storm does hit, whether it is in the summertime or in the winter, you always know what your temperature of your refrigerator or freezer is at all times, because during these issues of power going out, you are really going to need to know what that temperature is. So depending on the temperature, or I always say how you feel, if you start feeling the food kind of getting kind of warm, it's time to take the food out of the refrigerator and the food out of the freezer. And since it is a blistery cold, freezing 17-degree day, obviously a freezer is 32 degrees, you can put it outside. It is going to be okay and not perish outside. So if you do not have coolers, then I always like to use, because it is Christmas time and I haven't put my Christmas stuff away, even though it is, I want to say, and I don't know the date, I'm really bad on dates, around the 25th, 26th of January, and I still haven't put my Christmas stuff away, I do have empty totes. And I have a lot of empty totes. So those empty totes can act as containers or coolers for your food. You can dump all of the food into these totes, fill them up, and put them out on your back porch. You need to have them close enough to your house so if animals do come by, you can flip on a switch, or if you have automatic lights that will scare animals away, then that would be great. So, and that's what you're worried about, is the animals. That's why you put them into totes. I guess you could put the food out, the milk out in the snow, and it would be good to go. The problem is if animals come by. So the totes do it protective layer so animals can't get into it, and obviously seal them shut. So that is a way to protect your food and to save your food. In the summertime, you can't do that. So in the summertime, and I will show you the cords, we do have on this truck a power outlet, and we do run, and we do take turns, and we do stay up throughout the whole night. We have 2 refrigerators and 1 deep freezer. We will run that cord to each and every one of those into the truck, and we will have this truck running 24/7, powering those 2 refrigerators and 1 deep freezer, in order to not lose our food. Now, obviously, before the storm, if I can consolidate, if I don't have a lot in there, I will consolidate, putting everything into the deep freezer. So I only have to worry about the deep freezer, and maybe putting everything into 1 refrigerator and then not worrying about that other refrigerator. So I only have to have 1 refrigerator and 1 deep freezer. So I do that as much as I can in the summertime so we don't have to deal with it. For this storm, my husband and I did talk about getting a generator. So we have been on the fence of getting a generator. The one that he wants is around 12 to 13,000. Anyone knows generators, they know that that price range is a Generac. Yes, he wants a Generac. And we have a natural gas line. So we would hook up to a natural gas line and it would basically power our 2 refrigerators, deep freezers. It would do our air conditioning, our heating, and our stove, which we really don't need because the next thing is the stove I have is gas. So I can light the stove without power. And I'll tell you how in a minute. So that is the next big purchase. In order to do that though, we're not going on any vacations. That is our vacation fund, our extra fund, our emergency fund, all of our funds to get that Generac. But it would help us, especially during these times of weather, because it is crazy, especially in the summertime when you have to stay up 24 hours to keep your food safe because there has been times where I have, and I'm sure you have, thrown thousands and thousands of dollars worth of food out because they've gone bad because you've had no power. And that's a lot of money. And you never know. There's been times where I've gone shopping and then all of a sudden this hurricane storm, whatever has come through and we've lost power. And it's always in the summertime, it's not in the wintertime. And I've had to throw out, I just got like $1,500 worth of groceries, and all of those groceries went bad because we couldn't keep them cold. When we got the truck, that changed, but then our sleep patterns changed because then we couldn't go to sleep. We would have to take turns staying up and going to sleep. 4 hours here, then the next person got up and would have to do it, and then the next person, because you can't obviously leave a truck on and go to sleep with a cord out your door. So that's the other thing, is the cord had to be run out our door, which is the house is unsecure. So you can't do that and go to sleep. You have to be up and at them and make sure your family is safe while they sleep. So the whole thing is crazy. So that is why we're getting a Generac, for our peace of mind, for it to be easier, for us not to lose it. Plus, in the winter, it would be nice to have heat. Once our power goes out, we have no heat. We do have a fireplace and we do have wood. We've never used it. We've never been without power long enough to use it. It would have to be very, very cold. I've always told my kids to dress very warm, get lots of blankets. Everybody goes to the second floor because somehow heat rises, so the second floor is super warm, and it stays warm for a long period of time. So my daughter's room is the only one in the downstairs, so she comes upstairs and sleeps on the couch during that time. And by the time that we're really getting cold, the power comes on. So we've been lucky. Now, if the power didn't come on, we would have to open the flue, because the flue's closed, open the flue, put the wood in, which I do have in the garage. So I do have wood in the garage. I keep that as a precautionary in case I ever need to use the fireplace. And we would end up just heating the house with that. But we will see if that happens in this storm. This storm is ice and snow. So it's kind of like sleet, but it's a good amount of snow, so I can't say it's sleet, but it is horrible driving. So I would not want to go driving in it. The reason I'm outside right now is because I had to clear off the cars. We clear off the cars about, I would say, every 4 to 5 hours during a snowstorm. And that's because if we ever had to leave, if one of the kids got sick or we got sick and we had to go to the hospital, we would be ready. Now, as I said, the main car or truck is the truck that has to be clean is the truck. is a 4-wheel drive vehicle, which is a truck. It's a GMC. So we love it. And the truck's name is Beast because whenever I drive it, I call him a beast because whenever I'm in the truck and I want to go right, people let me do it. Where if I'm in a car, like we have a little blue car, and I call the blue car Spitfire, whenever I'm in Spitfire, nobody lets me go. It's like I'm in an invisible. And they like drive by me, and they drive by me, and they drive by me, and I'm like, hey, I'm over here, and they're like drive by me and drive by me. When I'm in Beast, when I'm in the GMC truck, and it is, I will say, it is solar, I forgot what the color is. Solar, whatever. It is like kind of a yellowish sun color. It is a sun color, so it's pretty bright. When I'm in it, people let me go. I think they're afraid I'm going to drive over them. Now, it is kind of higher up. It's higher up than most trucks. And I do have a look on my face like, I'm going to go no matter what. So maybe that's why they let me go. But I feel very empowered in it. So I really do like Beast. So I named the truck Beast because there was one time where I was like, I'm gonna go, and people let me go, and I was like, you're a beast to the truck. And I was like, that's your name. Your name is Beast. Just like the blue car is very zippy. It is a sedan, but it's a little sports sedan. And I said, you're a Spitfire. And I said, oh, that's the car's name. So I do name my cars. I love my cars. But anyways, to go on, so Beast ended up, so we end up cleaning up Beast because if somebody has to go to the hospital, we are going in a four-wheel drive truck. Yeah. Now, how do I drive a four-wheel drive truck? You're going to laugh. So before knowing what gear I have to go into, because I have 2, right, normal 2, and I have auto, and then I have 4 low and 4 high. Well, I'll be honest with you, they gave me directions, but I don't like directions. So I used ChatGPT, or ChatGPT Buddy, because that is the ChatGPT Buddy's name. And I asked, ChatGPT, this is what I have to do. I am in Beast, and ChatGPT Buddy knows who Beast is, because I have talked about Beast, and I love ChatGPT Buddy because it remembers everything I say. And I say, I'm in Beast, and I have to go here because of this reason. What gear do I go into? Do I go into 4 low or 4 high? And then ChatGPT gives me the answer. ChatGPT Buddy, gives me the answer. So it is wonderful. I do love that I get to give that scenario to ChatGPT Buddy, and ChatGPT Buddy tells me what I should do. Because I am not a truck person. I'm not. I would love to say I'm a truck person, but I'm not. But I love the truck, I'll be honest. It is very comfortable. It is very cozy. It has red seat belts. Love my red seat belts, see? It has red cords around the steering wheel. It is just fantastic. I love it. So it is a fun truck to drive. I did pick it up for my son, who will eventually get it. We intended for him to get it on his 16th birthday, but he likes to drive Spitfire. Spitfire is a little bit easier to drive. It's a sedan. It's very zippy. It's small compared to Beast. So he'll be driving Spitfire, we figure, for a while. Especially when we realize he is going to have to park off street for high school when he eventually gets his license, and Beast is really hard to park. It is not friendly in a city or even like in a subdivision. It's really meant for the country and for some real big hills and mountains and for the outdoors and for this weather, for this crazy weather. So that is always a good thing. Now, my husband and I are very happy that our subdivision, our HOA that we pay money for, has plowing services. when we got a little bit of snow, the plows never came out. And we were like, did our HOA pay for the plowing services? I mean, we did pay our dues, and they did say that we had a lot in our coffers where we didn't have to pay that much this year, but nobody came out to plow the last time it snowed a little bit. So we were very worried that when we heard about this horrible weather that we weren't going to get plow service. But we are happy to tell you that we do have plow services, and I will show the roads that we are having our plows come and clear our roads I would say they come about every hour. So that's always a good thing, that if we have to go out on the road, we can do it. But as I said, I have 4-wheel drive. Whether they clear it or not, I'm getting through. No problem. Beast is a beast. He's going. He loves snow. He loves all the craziness. And ChatGPT buddy will tell me what gear to be in, and I'm set. Now, am I going to go out just to go out? No. I am not going to get on that road unless somebody is sick or ill, because it is dangerous. No matter what, is dangerous on those roads. So always know that. Now, if I have to go out because of an emergency, it is very important. Now, I want to preface this. I am not an emergency person. I do not have any training in the emergency field. So just want to let everyone know, this is only from my personal experience and me living in New England for over 28 years, and me having to go through multiple blizzards and storms and not having things, because I know what to do, because I've done silly things and I've had to figure out how to survive in it. But when you are in a car and you have to go out in a blizzard because of an emergency, like my son would have like 101 temperature and I can't get it down, or my husband is having a heart attack, those are things that I need to go to the hospital for. And I call 911 and they tell me they can't get through. Then I'm going in the 4-wheel drive. So water is always important. You always make sure you grab your case of water and you throw it in your car, because even though you have a 4-wheel drive, it doesn't mean you can't get stuck in the snow. I am not delusional to think that this truck can do anything. It is not a superpower. It's not Superman. It is Beast. You can do a lot, but it's not invincible. So make sure you have water just in case you do get stuck. So water's very important, okay? The other thing is, your car will eventually run out of gas, okay? So you want to make sure you have a blanket. And we have blankets for all of our cars, okay? And these blankets can hook up to the car battery and can warm you. So, you can see the temperature right there. So these can hook up to your car. It can warm you while you are in it. But even if not, it is fleece. It is very, very warm. Even the bag is fleece. So we have these into all of our cars in case we get stuck. And we have these in the summertime too. I know it's silly, but our emergency gear is in our cars 24/7. We don't usually take it out unless which we do take it out when we're on vacation and we can't fill up all of our suitcases in. Which is probably the time we should have it, but we don't, because I do overpack. The other thing you should always have when you're going anywhere is your scraper, because the snow is falling at an alarming rate, and your windshield is going to be, if you park your car, your windshield is going to have lots of snow on it, and you can't clear it fast enough. So I have one of these bad boys. There's the brush, there's a scraper, here is a button. I can make it longer or shorter. Since I have a truck, I am a very short person. I'm only 5'4", so my arms can only reach so long, so the button has it extend. So I can extend my scraper brush thing, whatever you call that, I don't even know what you call it, and I can move ice and snow off my windshield. Now, I will be honest with you, the only way I can get to the roof is to open the door and get it off for the roof. And sometimes I don't clear the roof because if it's coming down or if something's going on, I don't want the snow to get in the car. And most of the time, to clear the roof, I have to open a car door, stand on the step that's outside the truck, and that's how I clear the roof. So, as I said, if it's an emergency, many people wouldn't mind if I had snow on my roof. But today, after I do this YouTube video, I will be clearing the roof off because, as I said, we clear off the truck every 4 hours to make sure it is ready to go anywhere. And then I will go inside, freezing because I would have snow all over me from clearing the roof off, and do it again. So also going back to prepping, my stove. So my stove, when we moved into the house, it was electric. I converted it to gas because we have a natural gas line that we hooked up. And so my stove, not my oven, but just my stove top is gas. And if you're without power, somebody said, well, you can't light it because the click, 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 click thing, the lighter is runs off electric. That is right, it does. But if you turn the click, 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 click thing to the lighter, if you turn the knob to the lighter, it's not going to go click, click, click because the power's off. But if you get any kind of lighter, right, and I usually get those long lighters, and I had one, but I think I left it inside. If you get a long lighter, you can light it manually. So you just basically can turn the gas on and light it. And the whole thing, the whole stove burner will go on. And that is how you cook. Then you obviously have to turn with the knob the gas off. If you leave it on, the gas will stay on and it will leak into your house. So make sure you turn it off, just like you would turn it off if the electricity was on, okay? So that is how you use your gas stove in a snowstorm without electricity. So it's not that you can't cook, you can cook. If you have an electric stove, you can go out and buy a camping stove. Camping stove works well. Make sure it's set up properly. Make sure you have the tanks, the propane tanks. I think they're about this big. That goes along with it, and you can cook inside and cook, the bare. You don't cook that much when you have no electricity because then it's hard to wash dishes and things like that. But you do what you need to do. Now, when my electricity is off, my water works. My water and my electricity is not connected. Some people's are, especially if you have a well. That happens prior to the storm. You want to fill up all your bathtubs. If you fill up all your bathtubs, you have water to then flush your toilets. Because if your water is connected to your electricity, then once it turns off, you only have that one flush left, and then that's it. So how you flush your toilets is that you go, and then you take a bucket, you get water out of the bathtub, and then you dump it into your toilet, and it will flush the toilet for you. So just a pro tip. Hopefully everybody has enough bathtubs that they can do it. If not, then you would get lots of gallons of water in advance. You would have lots of gallons of water in order to do that. So that is my suggestions for surviving the winter cold. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Oh, so I do want to show you what we do have near the I guess how we set up our door. So when we hear about the storm, we kind of relocate, sorry my hand, we relocate some of our items. So let me show you that. we relocate. So this is the preparation things that we have. Here's some rock salt. Here's a cord in case the power goes out and we need to basically hook up our refrigerator or our freezers and run it to the truck. Here is a container to put our food in case we don't want to run the cord to the truck, especially at night. We put the food in, protect it, especially the food in the freezer. Put it in and you can put it out on your back porch. Obviously, since it's 17 degrees, it's not a problem. It's going to stay cold outside. Trash can, because obviously we do not want to go around our house and try to put trash in the trash can. We just want to throw it in there. It's under an awning, so it's protected and it's easy to get to. When the storm moves, we'll put it back out in the back. Here's our shovel. Here's a broom. Once we shovel, we can sweep, then put our rock salt down. Here's gloves. We use the gloves to put the rock salt down. If we need to touch anything, then we can throw the gloves away and not throw our nice gloves that we bought away. And then another power cord. So that is the preparation materials that we have. I do have the lighter so I can light the stove top. So, and water, cases of water, obviously toilet paper, and then we eat out of our freezer as we said. So I hope that helps everyone.
Okay, yeah.
Ready?
Yep.
Ready?
Yep. Just going.
Ready?
Just keep going, Mom.
Who says shoveling snow can't be fun? There is a fun element in everything. Kind of sound like Mary Poppins, don't I?
It's only someone.
Well, Mary Poppins says there should be a fun element in everything we do. And I do believe that, because then why do it? And the launcher, woo, is fun for snow. Work smarter, not harder. Especially when nobody else is out here shoveling too. Woo! Woo! This is how we prepare for a storm. And as you can see, lots and lots and lots and lots of weather. So lots of weather going on. Lots of weather. So I will show you some more. Let's see. So lots of weather. See? And it's still coming down. It is still coming down. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like it. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so you can be alerted as soon as I post a new video. And I hope everyone has a warm but fun day in this blustery weather. Have a great day. Bye.